am live. Hello, everyone, and happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I am sorry I'm late. I was going to do this earlier, but I got very, very sick this week. The days I was going to do it, it was very, very bad. It's the same thing that I've had all winter that I'm going to get tested on, and I don't know what it is. It's just tremendous pain and whatever. But anyway, tonight is about getting rid of pain, or today, whenever you watch it, it is about getting rid of pain. First of all, let's see. I thought I'd start out with maybe the Shamrock Shake. You know, Shamrock Shake, authentic Irish Shamrock Shake. And let's do that now, why don't we? See, we've got a mug that resembles a beer. So whether you're having Irish whiskey or something, whatever you are, it becomes suddenly authentically Irish if it's in a mug. Okay, like remember when you were a child and went to McDonald's and you got a Shamrock Shake, and at one time it wasn't made out of milk. At one time it was made out of I don't know. But people who are lactose intolerant were able to drink McDonald's shakes at one time. And then when people complained that this was not real, see the lighting, my little light that I've had since 2017, my little ring light is dying or is dead. So I'm a little in the dark. Or then again, I'm always in the dark. But anyway, people complained that this isn't milk. So when they changed it to milk, people who were lactose intolerant could no longer enjoy the McDonald's milkshake. Or they were called shakes. They weren't called milkshakes. But this is when the Shamrock Shake started. And as we know, the Shamrock Shake is it's a concoction of a milk product, as far as McDonald's goes, some kind of milk product, and just some green food coloring and mint flavoring. That's pretty much about it. But in Ireland, it's a little bit different. Let's get all our authentic things out here. Put this aside. And remember, everything that I show you tonight is going to be healthy. It's going to be the healthy way and how to make all of this stuff. And also genuine, as precise to how Bailey's is made genuinely. I did a little video because I don't have the best lighting and I have to do my own camera work. I have to literally hold the phone. I'm so in need of, if I only had a camera, I could put it on a stand. Oh, hello out there. How are you doing? So I'm about to make the first drink, and it's the authentically Irish Shamrock Shake. Now, this is a little known alcohol, and it's 27% alcohol, which isn't enough for the average in Ireland. That just isn't enough. And it's made, I think, in Canada. So that's why we've got that over the name. But that's the name. It's like LaCroix or something. But it used to be this cute little bottle. It was a green bottle. And this is going to fall off. It was a green bottle. It was kind of round shaped. And I think this company must have bought it. But anyway, this is alcohol and mint, and it's got a picture of actual mint. And guess what? We've got some actual mint here. Anyway, so let's make the authentic Shamrock Shake. There we go. We're gonna pour it in the little what the heck you call that? Oh, beer mug, beer stein. Everything is a beer stein. Shot glasses are authentic in Ireland too. So I'm going to pour that in our authentic Irish Ooh, that smells good. We'll put that back there. Authentic Irish cup. That's an authentic Irish cup. Please, you see there? The Boston Celtics. How about that? Actually, they call themselves the Celtics. This goes, they're all their wins from 57 to 1986. Sponsored by Mobil. So this is a good quality. So we're going to make the shake now. There we go. Did you know that milkshakes were originally basically flavoring of some kind in milk? And they basically put it in a shaker bottle like they do at the bars. And then they would just shake it. And whatever bubbly came up. And then later on, the whole ice cream thing. So here we go. Here we go. There you go. That is an authentic Shamrock shake that any Irish person would want to drink without the other stuff, because you don't want to cut it too much. You know what I mean? There wouldn't be enough alcohol. Tastes like drinking toothpaste. Anyway, wait. You're right. I've got to cut it. Remember I said this was an adult Shamrock shake. Look at what we have here, folks. What is that? Guess what I did today? I made some itty bitty ice cubes, because you don't want too much ice in there. Because too much ice, what's it gonna do? It's gonna cut the alcohol. That would not be good. So we'll put some in there. There we go before we make our shake. There we go. Not too much, not the whole thing. That's going to ruin everything. Oh, you've missed out. Oh, you come in there. You've missed some stuff. There, look at that. Try that. Somebody pour it out of the bottle there, eh? The LaRue bottle. So this is, hello there, Black Samurai. It's good to see you. So this is French Canadian Irish, you know what I mean? So let's do French Canadian Irish. See, that's a combination of French Canadian and Irish. Can you believe I did that? Oh boy. Earlier today, I said, why don't I try it? Why don't I try some of the creme de menthe, and I added some cream to it. Just a drop, because you don't want to dilute that delicious alcohol, so little poured in there. Oh boy. Oh, that's delicious. And we're going to shake that up. We're going to shake that up there. Like I said, it's a milkshake. And you've got a tiny bit of milk in there. You can eat the cream. It contains milk, doesn't it? Look at that. We've got a foam coming up there. Oh boy. Do I drink it now? Wait a minute. I need something else today. I'm back to full Irish brogue now. Okay. Back to full Irish brogue, yeah. Okay. Let me go get it. I don't want to show you the rest of this dress because I got it for the show, and it's large. I mean, I think it's large. The sizes were off. So I gotta get a smaller one. Anyway, so I'm going to move over like this. Oh, you just look at my new set. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't my new set beautiful? Don't look at me. Don't look at the dress that's too big. I'm not too big. I'll tell you that right now. Oh boy. An Irish eyes smiling. Yes. Oh boy. I lost a lot of weight in that potato famine. The potato famine. Did that look attractive or not? Oh no. You see, I changed the set there. Okay. So, you know what I made today? Oh boy. I even have a little, I'll show you how I made it. When I show you how to make all the drinks, I've got a video. This is another crapshoot. You know what I did here? I made cream de menthe ice cream. I wish I had some food coloring. I didn't want to add too much of the cream de menthe here, but I do add enough. There's a whole shot in here. Anyway, so I got myself a melon baller. I didn't get the rainbow one. Rainbow colors now, that would be perfect. I go, damn, or the gold one goes $3 more expensive. So I can't, oh boy. I left it out so it would roll a little bit easier. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So if you want to put, oh, there you go. If you want to put ice cream in there, you see that I didn't mix it 100%, so you would get that beautiful color going. Okay, so I'm going to plop that in. There you go. There's your Shamrock Shake. Oh boy. You know, it's cold in here. Like I said, I don't have heat. And look what would be without some cream de menthe cream. I'm going to put some, dab some cream on there. So there's ice cream and a dab of, you can't really see that, but I made it. And then we're going to put a little bit of, oh boy, this is real mint. We've got the real mint on there. Like this is an adult Shamrock Shake. And I did shake it. I swear to God, I shook it. And it's got the real mint in there. Almost has the taste or the smell of a mojito, because you've got the alcohol. This is great. And then you've got the mint, the fresh mint. It's very refreshing. Of course, in the ice, isn't there ice in mojito? I don't know what else is in mojito. I think I've had one once. Oh, the mint. It makes it healthy. Like I said, everything we're doing tonight is healthy. It's fresh and green and refreshing. Oh, guess what? And the cream that's used in this to make the ice cream is this Organic Valley ice cream. So we're making it as healthy as possible. Why are we doing that? It's because if you're going to drink alcohol, it's very important that everything you take in your body is healthy, is 100%. So this is organic, no GMOs. It's certified, and you've got the cows grazing in the field there, which is very, very Irish. The tastes of Ireland. What are the tastes of Ireland? The look of Ireland. Ireland is the greenest country that ever was. I mean, it's not just because people drink a lot, and when there's the saying that when you drink, you turn green. I'm going to put this ice cream back before it melts too much. I'm going to put it back in the freezer. I had it out to make sure it was soft, but then I think it's getting too soft. Anyway, it's too soft. Anyway, so, all right. So look at the lovely scenery. Do not look at the dress that doesn't fit well. I'm telling you exactly. It doesn't fit well. Let's see the dress. It doesn't fit well. We want to see it. I'm putting it away. Okay, the lights. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I shut the freezer off. So I turned it up really high to chill this stuff. Oh, this is just so beautiful. I wish you could see what the inside of that looks like, because you got the whipped cream and you got the This is delicious. I really need to taste this. Oh my God, that's so good. Oh my God, that is so good. Oh, you unlucky person. Somebody decided to turn off the show. Well, you're unlucky, I'll tell you right now. Just because I left for a second, or did you see how the dress was ill-fitting? I'm not sure. Anyway, if you don't think that I'm serious about this, then you are kidding. Okay, wait, no, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I am so serious about what I have to present to you tonight. Okay, what are we starting? I'm gonna start rolling the film. There we go. No, not invite. I really haven't been drinking. I have a root canal. I need a root canal done. And so I'm getting a lot of migraines, but that's not the thing I was sick with this week. That's something else. Okay, so what have we got here? So there it is, where I'm going to play that. And I'm going to play it and I'll tell you what the heck is going on. I'm going to make sure the sound is off because I had to edit it heavily because it just was, too long. And I think the gourmet one, which is actually to me the easiest one to make, the gourmet one, I think I may have edited that out. So I have all the ingredients here, and surprise to you, I'm going to make it right in front of you. I'm going to explain to you why this is the healthiest way to make it, or why it's as healthy as it is. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Wait, yeah, play. Okay. So what have I got here? We're making the ice cream here. And this is the quickest way to do it. Now here's our organic stuff. There's this mixer I got. It's the first time I had bought that, used that mixer. Now this is, I've taken, let me go back one. This is ice cream that is, when you go to buy ice cream, and I suggest I'm going to preface why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm making everything the way I'm making it. And why is it important, especially if you're drinking, that everything be as healthy as possible, that you have as much fat on your stomach, or not in your stomach, that you're consuming some fats, and that everything is organic, because of the weed killer that is used essentially that's sprayed on plants like wheat and oats. That we're not going to name it, if you know what I mean. That what they do is they spray it on the field, so it goes to seed quickly, so they can harvest it faster. So this is on everything. They say, oh no, it's just a small amount per acre. It's really not much. But if you're eating this stuff 3 times a day, and possibly in snacks, 3 times a day, 7 days a week, 4 weeks a month, 52 weeks a day, 365 days a year, all this, no matter how small it is, it's accumulating, and it's getting in the water system, so therefore it's getting everywhere else. Okay, so and also, what's the second thing? Weed killer and the pesticides that are being used. And everybody focuses on lots of other things, but they don't realize that these things are the ones that begins with a C word. Okay. We don't want to be political here, but then again, Ireland, the history is politics between England and Ireland, and how England starved out Ireland. And the more I drink, we'll start complaining more about the English and what they've done to the Irish. because that'll be the fun part, because they'll be drunk and they'll be ranting about that. Anyway, so your liver, or all the chemicals, poisons, everything in your body gets filtered out through the liver. Even if it's not a poison, it gets filtered in the liver. So when we get drunk or we drink, the liver, it's harder to handle. Also, if there's medications, there's one that's name brand, begins with a T, but the medication actually begins with an A. Not talking about aspirin, by the way, but it is medication or painkiller. It's not good in the liver, and you should never mix the two if you are drinking. So when we get older, it takes days for medications or even a sleeping pill to get out of our system. So that's why our liver kind of not working as well. It's supposed to be the filter for our body. And if you're never in our history, in humanity's history, are there so many poisons that they're spraying, like I said, pesticides and this weed killer that they're using to kill the fields of wheat and so on, so they can harvest it faster. So all this is getting into our liver. So if everything you put in your body is must be as healthy as possible, and anything that's organic is certified organic and non-GMO. That's a word I didn't want to use, but non-GMO. A lot of plants are, which also the C word, and also affects the D and then through 2 other letters. I've got to be careful. Got to be careful what we say, because money is being made, and that's the problem. So with all this money being made and all the stress that we're dealing with, it's great. We have to relax and have a little get together with friends, or at the end of the day, drink a little wine, or distress in some way, whether it's yoga or taking a walk in the woods or meditating, praying, or giving it to God. We have to do it. Of course, the Irish do it all. We drink and we go and we pray and we do all that, and we walk in the beautiful lands of how beautiful Ireland was. We don't know what it is now, but Ireland is the beauty of Ireland, the green of the grass, and that the cows, like cream is very important in Ireland. And that's why it's very important in these drinks. Everything is organic. Everything was organic. And if you got the cows going into the fields, then you have natural lawnmowers. Why it's good to have cows. And organic used to be, always was, manure. There's nothing wrong with manure. Manure is organic. That's what makes things healthy. And doctors did test it in, I think it was in the 70s or 60s, and found that it had antiseptic properties. I'm not saying putting it out on a wound, but it's different than other types of manure. It's like the best manure or the best as far as waste products. So it is the best. That's why people use it on the fields, and then it drops on the land. And grass-fed meat is, though I don't eat cows, is very buttery, is very healthy. It's the best, is grass-fed. It's organic, it's healthy. And grass-fed organic milk products is delicious, and it's healthy, and it's thicker and more buttery. So the idea, and maybe we should say some prayers, of that Ireland was told that they have to eliminate 200,000 cows makes no sense at all. It makes no for a healthy For a healthier world, cows are a good thing, and they always have been. So that's Ireland. That's the taste of Ireland. Like on this day, the feasting is potatoes, carrots, cabbage, and corned beef. Cooked, throw it all in the pot, and you cook it forever. And it's absolutely delicious. I used to eat beef. I know that it's delicious. I used to attend many a St. Patrick's Day dinner, which is great because you fill up. Oh my God. I used to go to every single one. We used to have several around that you could go to in different cities. And they pack you in like you're at picnic tables. And everybody's really close together. Obviously, this was before the bubonic plague. And everybody gets fed this food. And then the priest does the blessing. And then the Irish priest. And the Irish priest will tell you stories about the oppression of the Irish by the English. And what they went through in this country. And it's great. And the bar is like in the other room. And then you see the people get drunker and drunker. And then start talking about the oppression of the Irish. And I got in on the game too. I had a story myself. It was at the end of the night. And they're all little old ladies and little old gentlemen that are left. And they're all Irish, right from Ireland. And I'm dedicating the show to the memory of Kitty and Tessie, straight from Ireland. Good women. Good old Irish stock. Good women. So I'm dedicating it to Kitty and Tessie. Anyway, it was like really something. And like at the end of the night, I'm going, I've got a story about the English oppressed the Irish. It's like this table, everybody was milling around. And once I said that, all of them, all the elderly people are coming home. Oh my God. I'll tell you what the story is after I finish drinking all this stuff. Anyway, we're going to play this. Just play it. Oh, no, yeah, play it. We're not going to listen. Okay, this ice cream. This ice cream, when you buy ice cream, because we're going to show you, I'm going to show you ways how to make every drink. There's so many different Baileys out there. It's unbelievable. But it's not difficult. Different processes are simple. And it basically, just to make a different type of Baileys is flavoring. That's really all it is, But anyway, I'll explain it as we go. So I room temperature softened some ice cream that's made locally. That's basically cream, milk, cane sugar, organic cane sugar, and some flavoring. As simple as you can get, organic flavoring. Otherwise, you can make it yourself. It takes some time. This is the organic cream. Okay, so I suggest because you're going to need to add a little bit of sweeteners. Actually, you don't have to add much. I'll show you the bag. The kind of sugar that we're using, I don't even suggest organic cane sugar, though it's better than refined sugar, which is in Bailey's. Refined white cane sugar, it's better than that. That's like the worst of the worst is corn syrup. And if you're joining me now, I'm going to show you the most authentic Bailey's, but a healthy version of it. And you're not seeing this in any other. I should have prefaced the whole show with this. You're not going to see this anywhere on YouTube, or YouTube or anywhere. This is it, and this is going to be the best way. I really put some thought and some research into this. The sugar that I'm using is organic coconut sugar. Why? Can't use molasses. Why are you even saying molasses? Molasses is full of vitamins and minerals. That's called the poor man's vitamin. So if you can't afford vitamins, you take a couple tablespoons of molasses every day. But you don't want the flavor of molasses in a Bailey's. And I don't even think I'd like molasses Bailey's. I know there's somebody that just says that they tune in, that I didn't think they tuned in at all, but they do tune in. Thank you was one out of several voices. Thank you for your support that put me back on. A very, 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 very prominent person on social media, and I won't go any far from saying that, but I'm very surprised that they thoroughly enjoy my videos and begged me to come back amongst my dear, 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 dear subs who got very upset and supported me through a difficulty that happened. And one sub said, we should have done something. And it's like, it's not your fault, not your fault. In fact, it was some very dear, very supportive subscribers. And this other social media person, which if it was them alone, that's, I would say, I don't think so. What's the point? That's great. Maybe you're saying this to be nice, but people who've been with you all along that didn't say an unkind word or a negative thing about my video or give me any criticism at all in any way, shape, or form. Those who are the ones that brought me back. But anyway, getting back to the coconut sugar, which I can show you, but you'll probably not see very well. This brand is very good. There's a brand at my store, which is my grocery store, has an organic version of everything. And it's even more, has a caramel taste, not a molasses taste. Oh, that person said maple syrup. You should be using maple syrup. I'll tell you who they are, but they'd say maple syrup and ketchup. And maple syrup, maybe maple syrup. This has a little caramel taste to it, or the organic coconut sugar, and it has those vitamins and minerals too. It's very good on your body, and sugar takes a bit to dissolve in anything cold. This, you just keep stirring it, and I think this might even be faster, but keep stirring it in the cream. I would say do it in the cream first, maybe do it in room temperature cream, and in 30 seconds, maybe a minute, it should all be dissolved. It's better to do it from dry into the cream rather than putting some warm water in it, which you could, and it will dissolve very quickly, fairly quickly. But you still need to stir it, but it dissolves fairly quickly. But still, I'd rather not add any water to any of these mixtures. Any of these drinks. We don't want to dissolve things with water, If we're going to put something in, we're going to put cream in, we're going to put the best of the best in. So that's why we're using only organic ingredients. And this is good on your body. This is much, much better on your body. I'm not saying it's approved for diabetics, but this is better for us. For people who can take some sugar, like fruit has sugar. And it's better to have real fruit than fruit juice, because real fruit has fiber. It's different. So if you are drinking alcohol or making a drink of some kind, and you're putting alcohol in your system, you've got refined white sugar, it's going to hit your bloodstream much faster, and it just isn't good. And then you get drunk quicker, and it still hasn't left your body. So you end up feeling like what happens is you start to come out of it, and you think the alcohol is out of your body because you feel like you're not as affected. And so you end up drinking more. It's better if you have something that's not going to hit your system, like cane sugar, and God forbid, high fructose corn syrup. which is really bad, which is also one of the grains that are affected by, there's 12 vegetables and grains that are affected by a great amount of these chemicals that I was mentioning. So, and Bailey's has sunflower oil in it, and seed oils are heavily processed. You need a fat buffer. They use it as make it a little more shelf stable, and they emulsify it, which I'm going to show you how to emulsify. And so it's more shelf stable and makes it a smoother tasting drink, but it also gives you a fat that kind of helps there is cream in it too, but the fat is important. Instead of getting all cream, the fat is important to help slow the alcohol going into your bloodstream, because it will be hitting it with that white refined sugar. Okay, so we're starting here, and I'm going to tell you the difference between the other ones that are made online and why this is the better way to make it. And I'll show you what type of oil to actually use, since we don't want sunflower oil. It's processed under high heat and with chemicals, so it's actually not good in any way. So here is the softened ice cream. This is the whipped cream, and we're going to, let's see, how far did I go here? Okay, all right, there I am whipping it. How about that? Take me into my world here. So here I am whipping it. That's the whipped cream. I haven't added the ice cream yet. It's because after you whip the whipped cream, oh, there's the ice cream right there. Wow, this is exciting. This is really, oh boy, look at that. You see, that's the whipped cream. And what I did was I cut out the picture, damn. When I was whipping the cream, you see, I have to hold the phone at the same time as I'm holding the thing to emulsify it. The stand, I wish I call it the mixing stick. I forget. I just got it. I've never used it. So I had to just put things down. I had to put the thing down to actually put the cream de menthe in. There's the cream de menthe right there. It looks beautiful. And what I did was I ended up saying, okay, I'm going to add a little more cream de menthe to this, because I didn't think it was the green was dark enough. So I add a little more to it. And because you don't want to add too much. The reason why you don't want to add too much is you don't want liquidy cream, you know. So you add a little at a time. And I use, since I made this cream last forever. Oh, look at that. That was a pain to get those things out, because I didn't put enough in. So I had to use a spoon to pop them out. How about that? So that's just water. It's so simple and easy to make. It's just water and cream de menthe. I put more cream de menthe on this side, and I did that for graduating color. And then you can take those, and if I could show you an aerial shot, you can use 3 or 4 of those on top of a drink. You could literally, or on top of your ice cream or something, and you've got a little 4-leaf clover. How about that? Oh, she's so crafty, especially with that ribbon she tied around the soap pump dispenser. So you think my whole house is like that. It's not like that. I'm not a crafty. I don't do that. That would like drive everyone nuts. So there's the whipped cream. There's the thing. Okay, come on, mix it, lady. I edited the heck out of this. There you go. There you go. So what you do is you take, there I am. It's the thing is moving. You see, I'm holding the camera at the same time, so it's hard for me to, what I'm doing it right now is I'm folding the whipped cream into the softened ice cream or melted ice cream. And it is, if you're going to do that, is actually, you add some cream de menthe to the, like you're adding vanilla essentially to the whipped cream. And you, about a quarter of a cup of cream is what I beat. And I added about a capful, so it's a capful, about a couple teaspoons of cream de menthe to the whipped cream. And then, so if you can judge as far as ingredients goes. And to the ice cream, melted ice cream, you can add more cream de menthe to that. So if you want to add a shot glass to that, that's about a scoop and a half of ice cream. And so but the color, let's see, a shot and a half, that's a heck of a lot. So it's to that amount. So that'd be kind of strong, wouldn't it? So I would say if you add a quart of let's say a quart, if you use a shot glass, because every good bartender measures everything with a shot glass. Use a shot glass. A quarter of the shot glass goes into the whipped cream, or a little more. No, let's say half. Let's say half, because we want that green color. Let's not worry about the alcohol for a moment. And and I like to say a shot glass. Oh my god! Okay, 3/4 or a half into the ice cream. I know, it's like, you've really gotten into the alcohol, haven't you? No, not really. It doesn't take much. Of course, even with of course, I've done the cream de menthe. See, the cream de menthe is probably the least healthy of all. It's kind of hard to control that sugar, because there is sugar in there in the cream de menthe. But I haven't drunk that much of it, so I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, so what you do is you take that and you see what I'm doing here. Oh, that looks beautiful. That looks gorgeous. See, what I did was you take the whipped cream and you gently fold it a little at a time. Well, actually, you introduce the ice cream, the more liquid, into the whipped cream. You do it a little at a time, and you fold it. You don't stir. You go underneath with a spatula and you fold it over. The reason why you're doing it this way, it will nearly completely mix together, and that's great. It's actually kind of nice if it's not completely mixed, because you've got different flavors when you're eating it as ice cream. You come through it. It's like, oh, there's more vanilla here, or there's more mint here, oh, there's more alcohol here, or there's more cream here. You've got kind of like rippled ice cream. So that's perfectly fine. But you want to keep, because what you're doing is, in a way, you're like half a $ing, your way into making ice cream for yourself. I mean, homemade ice cream, which you probably don't have time to do. Most people don't have time to do, but it's really delicious. If you do, then, this is all par for the course, and you can add as much alcohol to your ice cream as possible. It might taste more like a sherbet at the end, depending how much alcohol you add. But this keeps as much of the air bubbles that are left in the ice cream. Even though it's melted, it still has air bubbles. And then the whipped cream, if you don't mix it and you gently fold it in, which is, you go around the top, down the bottom. You don't stir from the center. You take a spatula, usually the biggest bowl, and you go around the edges of the bowl. You fold it over, you fold in very gently, slowly. Don't do it fast. And if you're not quite good at it, it's fine. As long as you don't do it fast and you don't stir from the center, you go around like this. Don't worry about the technique. You're just trying to keep as many air bubbles in as possible. And then put it in the freezer. What I did was I cranked up the freezer real fast because the show tonight, I had so much to do. And what I put it where the ice cube tray is, so it would chill. It'd be the coldest part of the freezer. And then I turned it down because I didn't want the electricity bill, you know what I mean? We got to think of everything today. Chemicals, money, everything, money and chemicals and death and, you know, but that's what St. Patrick is about. It's about, well, it's not money, chemicals. Oh yeah, money, because the French fried phantom, the Irish potato famine, I mean, the Irish potato, which was inflicted on by the English, starved out the Irish. And if it wasn't for South America, that's where potatoes come from, South America. What would the Irish be without the potatoes? Anyway, that's a story for another day. So anyway, and death, of course, death. Oh my God, the famine, phantom. Oh my God, money, phantom, alcohol. That's why you need the alcohol. Okay, so this is what I got, and then I didn't fold the whole thing in. As you can see, what I did was I poured more of the creme de menthe over the top just for effect. And I go, yeah, this actually looks kind of nice. I'm going to leave this on here. Let's say, so skip. I know. Say, what is it? Why is she stirring it like that? I know, that's right. You're supposed to fold it over. The ice cream was so melted and I had so little whipped cream. It was just liquid. You know what? It turned out fine, but it's better if you fold it. See, I didn't have enough whipping cream to do it properly. And this thing here, I hate that thing. It's weird. Doesn't have speeds. The old-fashioned mixer. That's the best way to make whipped cream, is the old-fashioned whipser. But it wasn't. So it was like, oh my God. You know, it whipped into butter shapes, but I had more ice cream than I did whipped cream. And because I just didn't have enough. But by the time I dole things out, and I'm going, oh my God, I don't have enough. So it looks more liquidy. So it's like I can stir it like that, but stir it slowly, stir it gently. That's the thing. But I would suggest folding it around. But this turned out pretty good, actually. You know, for like, you know, making some proportional mistakes. So there's nothing to be afraid of. Oh, I can't do this. This is difficult. No, it's not. No, it's not. Anyway, there is your beautiful, beautiful alcohol there. And it's into the beer shot glass. So what have I got going on here? Which one is this? Okay, I'm gonna do some oh, this is the other ice cream. This is the ice cream, because we're doing more than one ice cream today, but I'm just gonna show you one. This is, okay, haven't had the Baileys in yet. And I whipped some. That's what I was doing. I was whipping the whipped cream with that emulsifier, because I cut this down. I had all the, as I was doing it, I was explaining it, because I cut it down so much, you know, I have to show you what's going on. So this is the ice cream, and we're going to put the Baileys in, and vanilla is in there. And I'll show you the vanilla too. I've got the vanilla here. The best way to do vanilla is if you buy the pods, which I could not find. You buy the pods, and then you scrape the seeds out, and you put it in some milk or some cream, and you put it, and you just warm it, you know, to release those flavors. So that is what I would love to have used for the gourmet one, especially because there's a lot of different flavor notes that you're going to get in the fresh. And it doesn't stay. It's kind of like olive oil. When it's first pressed, it looks like juice and has all these flavors, but the older it is, the flavor notes go away. And like garlic too. But So you'll taste different layers. And what was I getting that there? Well, anyway, this is organic. It says artisanal. Oh my God. Vanilla. Okay. And then the chocolate we got there is Dutch processed unsweetened cocoa, made with water, the vanilla, water, and the coconut palm sugar, which, like I said, is organic, and it's got all the vitamins and miserables. So that's the sweetener. And what else is in there? Oh yeah. So with making it's not hard to make your own cocoa. You put it on slow heat. I mean, chocolate syrup. You put it on slow heat. It's better to do it in a water bath. If you do it in a steel bowl, water bath is nothing but taking a pan, filling it with water, not all the way to the top, because the boiling, it might boil over. Then you take one of those steel mixing pans that you whip cream in, mixing bowls, and you put it in there and you tip it, and you take a balloon whisk and you whip those ingredients around. Whip. So it would be, let's say the measurement would be 1 part cocoa, and then 3 parts sugar. And then you would add maybe a teaspoon of vanilla to that. You don't need to add any. So that's basically, just think of that. And then the water would be two times, twice as much water. You put in there, maybe a little more. And you would cook that slowly, either on low heat or in a water bath. If you cook it on very low heat, you don't have to have the water bath, but you have to keep stirring it constantly so it doesn't stick, it doesn't burn. You constantly watch it. It's totally worth it. Say you did that and you made a lot of it and you put it in the refrigerator. You've got really delicious, creamy, organic, control of the ingredients. That everybody uses chocolate syrup. And the Hershey's crap is filled with a bunch of ingredients, which is really bad. And high fructose corn syrup, it's awful for your body. Even their 5-ingredient one is better, it contains sugar. It's better, but it's still sugar. But it's not as bad as the one with corn syrup. But if you have to use that, you can get it. Or if you have a Whole Foods near you, they use organic cane sugar. They use tapioca syrup, which is a sweetener also. They've got 2 sweeteners in there. So at least it's organic ingredients. It's better for you. And it is easier, obviously, if you don't have the time. But you have the time and you like chocolate syrup, and you'll be putting it in everything, especially that chocolate is so healthy because it's full of antioxidants. So if you can make it organic, got no chemicals in it, and you can control the sugar you put in, nice, healthy, as healthy as you can get, because even though things are organic, they don't necessarily use all the best ingredients. Oh, it's organic cane sugar, but if it's the organic coconut sugar, it's even better. And it has that hint of caramel, just a note of caramel. Remember, when you're making Baileys, I can't stress this enough. A lot of people think that there is. I said, let's finish with this. I don't want to forget the thought, because I said I explain the whole thing. This video was basically going to be this, showing you how to make it like this, but I had to edit it down, and YouTube said it was going to take 3 hours to upload, and it was only about an hour. Probably would have been shorter because I had it all down on tape. Anyway, so that's what we're seeing here. You've got your chocolate, you've got vanilla in there. Chocolate and vanilla are the only flavors in Baileys, by the way. Original Baileys, that's it, unless it's espresso Baileys, which is espresso, not espresso, because people think it's fast. Oh, it's all that caffeine must make you really fast. That's why they call it espresso. No, it's espresso. Yes, espresso. As an Italian, I have to point that out. I'm sorry. So when you're making a Baileys, whatever it is, now we've got all these different flavors. Predominantly, you don't want to cover the flavor of the Irish whiskey that's aged in oak barrels. It's aged in oak barrels. You want those flavor notes. You want that. That's the taste of whiskey that people like. And you want those flavors to raise to the surface. You know, you can even, the alcohol, not so much, but those flavor notes you don't want to cover. So if you have too many flavorings or too much of the under flavoring, those are undernotes. The cocoa and the vanilla are undernotes that you don't really realize are there. You know, oh, this tastes kind of good. I'm not quite sure. You know, it's like the little secret ingredients that just add to it. You want it to be predominantly cream, to taste the cream. And I can't stress it enough, the organic cream, the grass-fed cream, that is the cream of Ireland. That's the taste of Ireland, is grass-fed cows. So the cream is thicker and it's organic because of the wonderful manure and the blessing when God gave Ireland cows. So that's what makes it so delicious. So those are the two flavors that need to be predominant. The others are undertones, and the two other ingredients are, it's only chocolate and vanilla. Okay. The third other ingredient that nobody seems to get because it's emulsified is sunflower oil. And we're not using sunflower oil. We'll get to that after we do the ice cream. So here's our Baileys that we're going to drop in there. Let's start that. Let's watch the alcohol go in. Here I am talking about something. Let's hear what I'm saying here. Cream that has the least amount of ingredients. You see, I'm telling you about the organic. The least amount. I realize that there's an echo. So, like, okay, lady, come on, put the alcohol in. When are you gonna put the alcohol? Oh my God, I must have edited this way too much. Wait a minute, what happened to this? Oh my God, this is incredible. Okay, all right. I'm about to do something. All right, I'm folding in the ingredients. Folding in very slow. Okay. Aha! Here comes the alcohol. Here it is. Oh my God! Oh yes. Yes, here comes the alcohol. And I'm doing the best to fold it in without all the things there. Okay, what have I got here? Right. There we go. Okay, now we are. Oh, I am not folding the spatula is too small. The spatula's too small. Oh, yeah, that's one part of the problem. And that I was running low on the whipped cream and it was not whipping. It's not whipping properly, that hand mixer, because I was skimping on. I was just adding just enough cream to get by. Anyway, I've got to have the hand. The hand mixer is the best. Okay. See this octonuts here. Octonuts here. We're starting to make the real Baileys right now. So here, this is no longer whipped cream. This is the cream that's inside that I poured in here. You see, damn. You see what I did was, which is a shame. It's a sin, really. I've already poured the Baileys, the whiskey in. See, I've already poured the whiskey in. I've got the vanilla in. Let's see. Did I put the vanilla in yet? I can see I put the whiskey. Yeah, I put the vanilla in the bottom of the glass there. The vanilla. So you got your whiskey. Do everything by shots, by the way. That's how you measure things. Everything by shots. And that's the whiskey. Here I'm pointing to it. Damn it. Now it's in there. And look at that. See, that is the whatchamacallit, that's the chocolate. I pointed to it. Should have at least shown you as I pour it in. And here I am mixing it. And what did I do? Oh yeah, I had to put the mixer down because, oh, now here's another. I had to put the mixer down and so I could add that oil. Now let me go back here. Hopefully I still have people here. Okay, got 6. Hello, everybody. Good to see all of you. God bless you. It's you faithful subs that brought me back. Let me tell you. Let me, because I want to show you. So I'm going to click it on this. Okay. Let me show you the ingredients. I look like hell. This ring light is going. Look at how faint the ring light is. It's terrible. This doesn't work no more. Okay. Now, let me, I just made, and you see I edited the heck out of it. It's just terrible. But we have it here. We have the authentic, we got the authentic Baileys right here. Oh boy, there it is. That's the one I made. Okay, say no, I'm talking Irish here. Okay, so the authentic Baileys, back to normal. The authentic Baileys has sunflower oil in it, which is not organic. It's not virgin sunflower oil, which means it's cold pressed. It's not so if it's not organic, it's probably sprayed with pesticides. There's no label to make sure there's no chemicals, and it's in everything. The pesticides, the weed killer stuff, it's in everything. So this is virgin almond oil. I decided, why don't I use virgin almond oil? Because people like or you can use, I have walnut oil. It's in the kitchen. That would be really good too. I've bought both the virgin almond oil and the walnut oil. And I had to keep looking to make sure I got organic, that it was cold pressed. I've never before heard the term virgin applied to any oil other than olive. Well, virgin simply means it's the first cold pressing. See, the second pressing would be also, it's the fresh picked, first picked, and it's a cold pressing. The later pressings use heat, and to extract sunflower oil, they use a lot of heat, which degrades the oil. It's very bad, and they also use chemicals. So if you buy a Baileys, you're going to get, and you hear a lot about the nut oils not being good, and why certain oils are good, and why virgin cold pressed oils are good, organic is better. You hear this all the time, and this is the reason. And so it's not a healthy oil. It's very bad for your body. Can lead to all sorts of inflammation. You know, those kinds of oil have a lot of inflammation. This will actually help. This has the omegas, you know, the E, you know, all that good stuff to heal the body. That's destroyed when it's heat. They use heat. And it not being organic. So, and also with almond, anything with almond, whether it's almond flavoring, whatever you buy with almond, make sure it's not bitter almond. Make sure it is sweet almond. It's a sweet almond. Use it on your body because there's cyanide in. Guess what? There's cyanide in bitter almonds. So make sure it's as sweet as well. So like I said, this is the most authentic and the healthiest. Whereas in other recipes, you'll find recipes for this stuff all over the place. In other recipes, they, instead of emulsifying it and showing you how to emulsify it, when, as you see, I'm using the emulsifier, you pour the ingredients in. And I didn't have 3 hands is the problem. Hello there, Sri Sturgis. I only eat butter, no oils, unless it's lard. That's right. Butter is the healthiest. Ghee is even better. It's full of minerals. Ghee is incredible. But that's clarified butter. but they cook at a higher, believe it or not, but you can because it's butter. Butter can be heated. You know, it's fat from an animal that can be heated, or lard that can be heated, but nut oils get destroyed. Okay, so I forget what I was getting at here. Going around the monkey bin. About virgin almond oil and what's good. Oh yeah, the emulsification method. I didn't have 3 hands. I should have been born as Krishna. I should have had 4 arms, really. Because when you do that, you should hold the bowl or had a towel there, but it actually didn't have the bowl and the towels. It prevents it from slipping. It wasn't for decoration. It was actually for the bowl. But I go, hey, this thing is staying still, and I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, I'm holding my phone, which is this cheap little thing here. It's really cheap. It takes pictures with bars on the side, and because well anyway, so I'm holding myself, and I'm alone. That's what happened. The dog has paws. You know, you just can't do it. He tried, and he's very, very short. You know. So when I have to hold that and the mixer at the same time. But what you should do, you're holding the mixer, and I could demonstrate here, but turning the thing on, it's kind of annoying, the sound. What you do is, and this is great because it's in one of these bottles. And okay, the reason why is that when you are holding the mixer, you're supposed to slowly incorporate the oil in until it's emulsified. And it's about, I'd say, as far as the cream goes, I would say half a shot glass per each shot glass of cream. There's you put a one part Bailey's is 17%, is only 17% whiskey. It's actually a very small amount of whiskey. People don't realize that. Very incredibly small, 17%. They probably think it's a lot more, but it's not. So you could round that up and round that down to 25%, 20%, what part that you're putting in. Let's not be alcoholics here. So let's say a half. Where's my little thing? So let's say, oh, look at that. Because I want to pour, I was going to do something. I was going to pour, that's okay, a little mint in there. That's all right. I was going to pour a little of that whiskey on something I was going to do. It was another little demonstration. But anyway, so you would have, I would put in, okay, should be 1 part. See how little everything actually is. Let's say it's 20%. If you put in 20%, what would that be of a shot glass? See, the easiest thing would just to measure up to 25%. Be half a shot glass. Oh, wait, no, that'd be a quarter of a shot glass. I can't believe I'm dealing with such small amounts of whiskey. So basically, it would be a quarter. Basically, just go this way. Let's just say less than a quarter, scant quarter. That's scant quarter, so less than a quarter. You can figure this out. Of whiskey, of whatever amount that you're making. And then the cream, I would put in 50% cream and 1/4% oil, not scant. And the rest would be vanilla and chocolate. That's how I would do it. But that would be your 100%. That's how you figure anything out. And you could measure it by 1 shot of whiskey, 2 shots of cream, or a shot and a half of cream. Let me scan that. A shot and a half of cream, and the oil, half a shot of oil, half a shot of oil, and then the rest do the cocoa and the vanilla to taste. If you want it like a Bailey's, I would do it shy and then taste it. because those things you can add in. It's okay. It's the emulsification process. It's perfectly fine if you add it. I actually tested it. I added more cocoa in just to see how it tasted. And the syrup added, mixed in beautifully. Without, and it's not separating, it's perfect. So what you do is you just very slowly add, and I can see how much I used. I can see, because the bottle was full, I can see how much you used. You slowly incorporate the water in, and the oil in as you're mixing, but you have to keep the mixer on. The mixer's got to keep going. It's not going to turn into cream. There's not enough cream in there. You've got all that other stuff. And you just slowly drizzle this in, and then you'll see it start to emulsify. But the oil should be added very slowly. And it doesn't take long. If you say, I've got to drink right now. This is unbelievably long. I have to drink my alcohol right now. Well, then drink like a half a shot of whiskey before. But still, okay. So that is the healthy, authentic way. Oh yeah, and you've got the sugar. The sugar. So the amount of sugar in that concoction that I just told you, I would put in that concoction for those amounts, 3 to 4 teaspoons of sugar. Heaping, not scant, 3 to 4 to taste, that I would put in into those liquid amounts. Once it dissolved to liquid, because it's very flaky, like flaky sea salt, it goes down like that. But that's as much as I would put in. But you've got to add the sugar too. You've got to add the sugar. Otherwise, oh my God, I taste the oil. I mean, it tastes like almond, but I do taste the oil. You put the sugar in, it's smooth, it's beautiful. Anyway, so that is one of the ingredients. This is the I couldn't believe this. Vanilla extract. I'm going to read what it says here. Pure Madagascar. And it says artisanal, cold process. So this is cold process too. I guess this is the best that we can get. Let me show you this. Look at this. Oh my God, that's incredible. Vanilla really should be very good. And of course, here's our shot glass of chocolate syrup. Yay! That is like the best. Okay, let's go back to our, and don't worry, people. Hopefully I'll cut this down at some point. Hopefully I'll do that. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go back and make the screen bigger. Hopefully you can see this. Actually, if you can't see this, you know what I should do is cut that. It's better if I just come on, I want this big. There we go. Okay. Okay, what have I got here? This is the all right. Oh, this is an interesting one. That's right. The gourmet one I cut out by accident. This is, nobody's gonna like this. This is the this is the vegan. This is the vegan, and I do not add cocoa to the vegan. And I just don't, because it just, the flavors are so good. I show you that I just dissolved to make it quicker. If you don't want to take the time to stir, or you say, oh gee, I don't have any time to put this at room temperature. I don't have the time to stir this. So if I have to drink this now, I have no problem with it. Just stir it a little bit, but I just put a little warm water in it instead of. I'm not going to put that amount on the stove to make it syrup. So, but it is better if you put it in dry. You just have to stir it. And there's our delicious oak, the Druids. I think, the whole oak thing. Oh, I was going to make this. Is this big? Okay. The Druids that's the thing about the Druids. I think they invented whiskey, because you know how the oak trees, that was their sacred tree, and so they age this precious, precious alcohol and kind of like holy oil, and it's just a very precious, holy thing, you know. To Well, anyway, wait a second. No, you know what? The Druids, I take that back. The Druids, it couldn't be the Druids. Realistically, it can't be the Druids, because the Druids in Ireland, only in England, worshipped um, oaks. In Ireland, the rowan tree, which is the mountain ash, they worship that. And so that's when they sacrificed, like kings and people, they would cut bits of the rowan tree, like little splinters, and they would cut the nipples off. The kings, kind of like decommissioning them, because the nipples represent nurturing the people. And apparently, you didn't do a good job or something. So that's how one of the ways that the Druids sacrificed. You know, that man they found with no head and just torso, just the arms and the torso. Well, his nipples are cut off. And so the Druids stuck these little splinters of rowan tree in there. Little splinters. That must have hurt like heck. But that meant he was decommissioned. So if anybody say, oh, the Druids didn't sacrifice, yes, they did. Yes, they did. In fact, it was an Irish historian, archaeologist. He was an old man. It's like he learned all about that. I mean, it's like this guy really knew his stuff. And it's very specific. Well, anyway. So the Druids have nothing to do with whiskey. Okay, I take that back. At least the Druids in Ireland have nothing to do with whiskey. But anyway, this is some coconut cream, and I was going to make this solely with just almond milk, because I love to. I really got into, it's like, this is just so delicious, just almond milk, the coconut sugar, and the coconut sugar that I get at the local grocery, and their brand of organic stuff, it has a higher caramel taste. I mean, the flavor is just great. Stuff is good that I used here, and I got that off of Amazon, but it's like one of the best brands. It's not as caramely. The other one is actually better. But anyway, I mixed that in, stirred it, and doesn't take long. And I put some vanilla, just like really like a half a capful of vanilla flavoring in there. So it's really not alcoholic when you have that little. And I go, God, this is absolutely delicious. But to make this, you got to make it creamier. So one, you can emulsify it using the emulsification process that I told you. Or two, you can use this little davel here. And this is Khalifa. It's all organic. It's in the refrigerator. It's all organic, and it's a combination of coconut cream and almond milk. So you can just use that, and if you wanted to emulsify it, then just use the almond oil and drizzle that in a little at a time until you see it thicken up. You see that all the ingredients have incorporated into each other. And the other thing that I added to this, that's what I kept pointing to the little shot glass there. I added amaretto. Amaretto, you could add, just for a little more almond flavor, just a quarter, because you don't want to overpower, like I said, this is the Bailey's. You don't want to overpower the whiskey and that oak barrel flavor, that aged flavor. And you do want the cream, but of course, that's not exactly the kind of cream you find in Ireland, is almonds and I don't know what they're known for. But if you're vegan, it's actually quite delicious. So you've got it's almond. So you've got, so the flavor of almond is okay because you've named it almond vegan. It's just like there's espresso Baileys and mint Baileys, which is just as easy to make. That you can either use mint with the emulsification process. I would leave out the chocolate. You can leave the vanilla in there or leave the vanilla out, but I'd say leave the little vanilla in there. It's not enough. And you've got the almond, add some amaretto to it, and then you emulsify it with the almond oil or walnut oil. Both of them taste really, really good. You might actually prefer the walnut oil. And of course, you've got the sugar, the coconut sugar, which adds a little hint of caramel. It's a flavor note that's not overpowering, but it's really delicious. But this here is the this is the vegan. So let's see. Do I actually show or do I edit? Did I edit it all out? What have I got going here? What the hell am I doing? I don't know. Come on, move along. This is great because I can just move it along. The thing wasn't uploading. I would have showed you absolutely everything. Alcohol. Okay. Put in the cream. Come on, do it, girl. Do it. Put in the cream. Did I already put in the cream? All right, I'm showing it to you, but it's off of camera because the thing is went into portrait mode because I must have... when you put the camera down, it just like flipped in portrait. Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. Put that in there, girl. Pour it in. Yes, pour it in. All right. And this is coconut cream, shot of coconut cream. And that is just cream, coconut cream, that actually isn't coconut, isn't coconut oil, so to speak. Whereas if it chills, it's going to get granular. It basically just needs a little warmth, and then you just mix it and you just stir it. This doesn't even need to be emulsified. In fact, this little gadget here is already emulsified. It's already mixed. It's perfect. You could just use this and forget this altogether. So you've got the amaretto. You've got 3/4 of the whiskey, Irish whiskey, and then 1/4 amaretto for the extra flavoring and extra almond flavoring because this is almond vegan. And if it's not almond vegan, then you can make it all whiskey. And there is a cap full of vanilla in there as well, or a half a cap full. This is like cooking. Remember, if you know how to cook, the secret cooking, it's like you do it to taste, you experiment, you do it by eye. And in this case, because we're stirring it, not emulsifying it, you can add and subtract. Try a half a capful, put a whole capful in if you really want it, or 3/4. Vanilla can be bitter, so it suggests starting out a little before you mix the whole thing up. Smaller amounts and then add to it. Of course, you can add chocolate to it and just add it a little at a time. Do you want to taste the chocolate as a main note? Then it will be competing with the almond flavor, or you don't want an almond flavor. You want notes of chocolate and vanilla. And of course, there will be some almond flavor if you have almond milk and some coconut, but it's delicious. The coconut is absolutely delicious. I mean, if you want to throw it in, it's not overpowering. They're just lovely notes. Nothing's overpowering. In fact, in this drink, there's a smoothness and a mildness to it that nothing is overpowering. It's actually perfect. And if you eliminate the Baileys, it's going to be good. You're not going to have that aged oak flavor and that wonderful, precious, precious alcohol that all of us love. But it's like then it becomes a healthy drink that you can drink any day of the week, and then you forget the alcohol. Anyway, so how do I end this? How do I end this? Oh yeah, we're pouring it into the fancy glass. Look at that, how lovely that is. being poured into the fancy glass. Look at that. Just delicious. There you go. Drink some. Drink some. Drink some. Ah. There's some of the sugar there. And yes, it's true. I cut out completely the gourmet. All right, there's the end of that little presentation. Stop sharing. And here we go back. I'm coming back. Here we are. Here we are. Hello, everybody. So we still got the ice cream coming. We're going to have a plate of ice cream. Alcoholic ice cream. Of course, all of this can be made with, without ice cream. You can make this alcohol without ice cream. That would be even better. Just like we did our, with that little touch. Oh, it's even getting better because the flavors of the mint are melting in. But I can breathe the mint in, and I feel like it's a summer's day. You're outside in nature. This makes me feel like I'm in nature, in a garden, and you're growing organic, healthy things. Wow. Gee, see how healthy that is. Just adding some fresh mint leaves to cream de mint with some organic cream. A little, not too much, because you don't want to destroy that creme de menthe. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, got my glasses. Oh yeah, that's why I wanted this. That's why I wanted it. This. I'm going to measure out my alcohol in. You can tell the alcohol's rowdy now. Rowdy now. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. Look at this. This is our emulsified with a little extra chocolate. Oh, yeah. A lot of people, a lot of these, okay, let me tell you what. I said Rowdy Dow. Oh, God bless you, my Uncle Jimmy, my Uncle Vincenzo. I've got like lots of cousins named Vinny, uncles named Vin, and great-grandfathers named Vincenzo. The whole family's Vincenzo, for God's sake. I gotta stop drinking. I laugh because I'm like, what do you do when you're drinking? It's St. Patrick's Day. For God's sakes, woman. Yeah, wild Irish rose there. I got some little rose lights, but I don't have any batteries to put in the lights. Ones that I found were expired. Oh my God. I mean, watched my cousin many times. You're but it's like lime in Irish terms, so I used it. According to South China Morning Post, an estimated 80% of China's native honeybee population eradicated. Hand pollination. Yeah, it's the pesticides, which is the company that makes those G that is somebody owns stock in that, and they're spraying it everywhere and putting it on everything. Anyway, so you got a little rose. You can't really see the roses, little rosebuds. Wild Irish rose. Anyway, okay, so that was like, it's right in front of me. Oh, I haven't tasted that. Yes, you have tasted just a little bit. You see, but you see, I didn't make much of anything. That's why I'm measuring in little amounts. Because so these things you can add a little more cream, a little less cream. It's not hard, and it's like cooking. Emulsification is kind of like, is really a science, but you're adding the oil slowly until it's emulsified. So basically that kind of tells you how much oil you need. But I would be as little. Don't add extra oil, but you need it. You need it because you need the fat buffer. And if you have a fat buffer, you want a fat buffer that's going to cause inflammation in your body and just be really, really bad. So that's where we're using the organic. The other recipes that I've seen use condensed. This is really important. Use condensed milk. And it just should have been an opener. Did you know that the other blah, 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 blah? Did you know that Bailey's doesn't use this stuff? Did you know what they actually do use? Do you know how to blah, 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 blah? You know, those are openers, and I don't use any opener. It's like I use stoppers is how I do things. People turn it on. What the? She just went away. She just went away. Anyway, so you'll find the ingredients that you will find in other recipes. Because it's easy. People do it because, of course, easy is good, but I'll tell you why easy is not healthy. First of all, they don't emulsify, which is healthier. Of course, they do not use any oil, and you need that oil as a buffer. Or you need more cream as a buffer. You need more fat for the sugar not to go straight into your bloodstream with the alcohol and have it hit you hard. And then you think, oh, gee, I'm going to drink some more. I'm a little tipsy, but not that. Then you end up drinking more, and then it's too much for your liver, too much for your body, and then you get sick. Okay. This is like, you think about why I got sick and how can I not get so sick and how can I remain healthy, keep my liver as clean as possible. Because when I want to drink, by gum, you know, I want to be as healthy as possible, and I want to, because if your liver is, and know what, now people's livers are just going to get 3 times as full. But anyway, they use condensed milk, which is not cream. It's condensed milk, and it's filled with refined white sugar. The stuff is chocolate. That's why it's so syrupy. It's heated, basically, sugar with milk, with some milk in it. Really bad, no fat buffer. And of course, everything is going to mix. Of course, everything's going to mix. You think. Then they will put Hershey's syrup in it, which contains, what's the first or second ingredient? High fructose corn syrup. The worst processed, pesticide-filled, weed killer-filled, but it's the worst sugar you can put on your body. So you got that sugar too. You got refined white sugar in the condensed milk, no fat buffer, because it's not emulsified, because it's easy not to. But you know what? They're putting them in blenders. I'm not going to say specifically who it is. Putting in, you get a blender there, just put the oil in. If you don't, or just use cream. I mean, just choose straight cream, or use half and half. That's as natural and as healthy as you can. I mean, come on. It's so much easier. And don't tell me that you need this Bailey's to have a shelf life. You're putting, even if you ever mix something with alcohol. You ever mix something with alcohol? If you... It doesn't take much. I swear to God, just looking at us smelling alcohol makes me drunk. Oh my gosh! Like, oh, she must have been. No. It really doesn't take much, honest to God. But you'll find that if you mix cream and alcohol, or even milk and alcohol, it has a longer, even being on the counter, unless if it's hot out or something. If it's cold in my house, but if you feel, so I can just leave. And I got glasses of cream and milk, and as long as there's alcohol in there, all over the house all day. Look at this. This a little left in there. It's like, why try it? How bad could it hurt me? If it doesn't taste good, I'm dumping this thing out. But no use wasting good cream and alcohol. Oh, it does taste good. It's like you feel like you're mixing this stuff up as if, okay, we got to make sure this, we're not going to emulsify. Maybe most people don't even know there's oil in Bailey's. For the purposes of A, as we said, to smooth it out and a longer shelf life. But it's probably also to be cheap. But rather than adding straight cream. Okay. So cream, because that fat buffer is really important. Anyway, so you've got, it's you're making Bailey's. You're probably making it for a party. Even if you kept it in the refrigerator, cream has a longer shelf life than milk does, because the higher the fat content, right? So you're going to be drinking it in a fairly short period of time. If you're not, just freeze it. Just freeze it. If you don't want to emulsify, gosh darn golly gee, just use cream. Just use cream. That is the best buffer, or use half and half if you don't want it. If you insist on having it a certain thickness, it's going to be thick. But use cream. It's going to be fantastic. Anyway, so I don't understand. It's like you're making this for a party. This is going to go fast. Anyway, there's no issue of shelf life here. And if so, you can freeze them in little, not the tiny type, like good size ice cubes. Shot. Each one of those ice cubes is a shot. This is what you do. You make homemade Baileys. If you don't want to emulsify, that's perfectly fine. Use cream. Use cream and whiskey. That's delicious. I'd say, yeah. So that would be 1 part whiskey, 3 parts. Oh, there goes my earring. This doesn't stay on. I got these 59 cents from China. Amazon does that sometimes. They're pretty. Gee. It fell off. See, so this side's got it. This side still got it on. This side it just fell off of. It has nothing to do with the alcohol. It doesn't make my blood run faster, therefore my earring fell out. If you're thinking that. Anyway, this is all you have to do. Of course, you have to cover the ice cube tray, though it's going to taste the flavor burn. You want to preserve the flavors. So what you do is you just make homemade Baileys, and I'm going to make it right in front of you in a version that you don't even have to emulsify. But we solve the emulsification process. If you want to do that, go ahead. This is healthy alcohol, so it's actually full of vitamin E. It's really good for you. It's probably even healthier than butter fat. This virgin almond or virgin walnut oil. We cannot use olive oil because it's going to give it a whole different taste. Or maybe we can. And that would be considered like the marriage of the Irish and Italian, right? And there's many, many, many people. I got a bow around my neck. There's many people in my family that are Irish, Italian, one parent Irish, the other one Italian. A lot of them, and that would be a perfect celebration of the two together, wouldn't it? But I'm not sure how olive oil would taste. And I was thinking the almond and the walnut oils would probably be the best. Virgin almond, virgin walnut oil, organic. Either one of those would probably be the best. They would be the most neutral, and the flavor notes, particular flavors, go better with Bailey's. And I would think olives. This isn't a martini, emulsified martini. This is a Bailey's. So that's why we're using that. So that's why it's the homemade, those recipes are even worse than Bailey's. Then again, that's sunflower oil. But it's still an oil, and it's still a buffer to the sugar that goes straight into your blood system. It's just not good. That So anyway, all right, what we're going to do now, we are going to wait till we get to the ice cream part. Oh, that's going to be fun. So I'm thinking about it. I'm going, wait a second. We got to mix. We have to mix. Oh, boy, we're losing that. That's a shame. Oh, that's very refreshing. This is just the ice that was left. The ice that I made, the cream de menthe. It's not straight cream de menthe. It's water and cream de menthe. Okay. All right. Let's make. This is so easy. I thought I had another glass. Let's see the kitchen. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. This is how you do it. Okay, this is the gourmet version because I cut that out. Okay, here comes the fun part. Here's the gourmet version. Oh boy! And if you want, obviously, if you want mint, you just put that cream de menthe in, like mint, Bailey's. Put that cream de menthe in. That's all you need to do. It's like bartenders mix drinks all the time, 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 a night. And if this was something that was hard to do or to change flavors, to add a flavor, they won't be able to do their jobs, man. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Here comes the best. Oh, wait, that should be the finale. Because that's the alcohol. What was in there? Oh, I put that in there. There's a drop left. You expect me to waste a drop of this? This is the milk with the cream, the little bit of cream. The cream de menthe with a dash of cream. I didn't drink the whole thing. I just let this sip. Because, see, it's still in there. See, I really haven't been drinking. And you know what? The ice cream melted. See, the point of the ice cream is this, the beauty of the ice cream is when you make the Bailey's ice cream, any flavor you want, and this is the cream de menthe ice cream, when it melts, and unlike ice, when it melts, I remember the first time I had a Bailey's. This is going way back. I think I had a shot of triple sec on the top because a woman at the store I was working told me that that's a really good drink. And so I had that. It was on the rocks. Okay, it was on the rocks. It was chilled. And I wasn't into drinking alcohol. I just, came of age. And I was talking and dancing and having a lot of fun. That was the main thing. The food came. I ate the food. And as the night passed, basically it was just watery, the ice melted. And I was left with this watery Bailey's. And I drank some of it. And I'm going, gee, this tastes terrible. So that's the point of the ice cream. So when the ice cream melts, also you have that beautiful bit of extra fat in there. That's cream. Good for you, healthy. That in the end of the night, it's still cold. It keeps your drink just cold enough. And at the end of the night, you got the little perk is you got some foam on top, as if, ooh, did I put some whipped cream on there? Oh, no, it's not. It's that ice cream that melted. But you can also use the whipped cream and put some of the Baileys. Or actually, if you did the ice cream, I was just putting, let's be purist now. You don't need to dilute more. Let's say, just like you add vanilla when you're making whipped cream, you add some Baileys, you add some vanilla, you add some cocoa, thick syrup, and it will get that taste without, God forbid, diluting the alcohol even more. That's what we don't want to do, and we're not going to do this on this stream because we're purists, and the country's gone, the world has gone mad, and we're bringing things back to basics here. Healthy. We need to be as healthy as possible. Okay, what drink was I making now? Okay, what was I going to put in first? Oh yeah, we're going to end with the alcohol. Okay, let's start with the beautiful, beautiful. This is it's not much. You don't really need. You don't. It's not this much. This is the beautiful. Actually, I could have drizzled that on the top. Oh, drizzle that in there. Ooh, just a tiny bit at the bottom. Not much. There you go. There's chocolate syrup. At this point, when you make the chocolate syrup, if you want to make espresso, you just basically you can mix the coat. Actually, you can make a coffee syrup, and you instead of water, you use coffee. And as you're making the syrup, the vapors, basically it boils down and evaporates the water that's in the coffee. That's if you're making it from fresh ground coffee. Or, of course, you could just add dried coffee, and you could do that. And some expensive one, find some organic espresso bean, whatever. I'm sure you can find it. They've got so much. These kids have so much stuff today, let me tell you. Okay, so and here is the vanilla, the artisanal vanilla from Madagascar. And no, I'm not going to measure this because I have poured, I'd say no more than a cupful or half a cup, because it can be bitter. You can't go too much on vanilla because it can be bitter. So let's see. Watch what I'm doing. Watch me pour the alcohol in here. And alcohol in here. Gonna pour more alcohol. Okay. That's it. Not much. Not much. You can see that moving around there. Not much. I would say that was, a half to a quarter of a cup. But usually vanilla caps are uniform. So when people say a cap, it's uniform. It's right there. That's why that's a part of that they incorporated it into. Of course, I can. Ooh, boy. I'm going to need this. It's got that whipped cream on it. I could have added that, Rebecca. It's. Oh, that's delicious. I did a good job making that whipped cream. But it's that, someone's saying, why don't you want a sample for you? It's only me. And the alcohol is going to kill everything. I'll tell you that right now. So it's good. It's good to mix it. I'm just going to mix this quickly because we want to fully incorporate. See, it's a tiny bit. We only want notes of flavor. Okay, here comes the, if you hear a crash, that Phil. Oh, this is cute. Let me show you this plate. This is really cute. I do think it's cute. Oh, you know what I had on here? I had this little shot glass with the creamed them and stuff. This is really cute. This is the whipped cream, and it's on a rainbow. See, it's rainbow. For the whole rainbow thing. Crock of gold. Hey, put in the comments. Is that Kroc guy, Ray Kroc, that bought McDonald's? Is he Irish? What the heck is he? Is he a fraud? Let's see. Okay. Now, see how much. Okay. Cream. Was there anything else? Oh yeah. The amaretto. In the gourmet one, we put the amaretto into. You use a quarter, like whatever. It's a shot glass. 3/4 whiskey, 1/4 amaretto. And you see, amaretto is made in Italy, and Italy has very strict standards. So if you get pasta from Italy or flour from Italy, it's guaranteed not to be sprayed with anything. So so the almonds are the same thing. Ray Kroc is dead. That's what he is. Oh, he's Czechoslovakian. Oh, and he was the innovator of the Shamrock Shake. Oh, what a sham. What a sham. I don't have that much cream left in here. But anyway. Okay, there you go. Mostly, look at the amount of cream compared to very little. We probably should add more cream because there's no oil. It's just this. And then the, wait, let me make sure I haven't forgotten my ingredient. The amaretto just adds something without a strong almond flavor. Just has a little note to it. Okay, now this is gonna, oh, you know what I also did, which just adds a little something, is you shake this a little bit and then you get a little foam on top. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this, because when I pour the Baileys in, we want to end the mixing. We're just gonna pour the Baileys in, and that's when the whole, oh, some people have left. They're not going to see the ice cream. They say, oh, no, this is supposed to be quick. Hey, St. Patrick's Day. Nothing is quick. Shouldn't be. You're drinking too fast. Okay, this is the best part. This is our gourmet Baileys. Easiest one of all. There you go. Oh, boy, look at that. Yeah, it's a tiny bit, but it looks beautiful, doesn't it? The chocolate at the bottom. Yes, I'm going to taste it. And you know what you could do? What's this? Green whipped cream. How about that? We could put a little whatever you call these things. These things. Fresh mint, you know. It's like I'm in a, yeah, I'm walking through our gardens. Oh, this is incredible. Oh my God, what an addition. Oh, this is the best. I think this, but you know what's also really, really good is it's the one that the vegan one is really good. I mean, it's like, oh no, I'm not going to touch anything vegan. That is so good. Oh boy. Let's see. What's around here? Okay. I got to put that down. I'm not going to keep. If you think I'm just going to drink, you've got another thing coming. Okay. Now, of course, I'll show you the vegan one. What the heck is that one? Oh, that's right. I had to make it in front of you. That's the gourmet. This is the gourmet one. This is the gourmet one. So I have two gourmet ones now. I have to try this. Made it a little earlier, not that long. Oh God, this is delicious. Oh my God. Is there a difference between the two? I have no idea. So when you drink fine alcohol or you test to see if an olive oil is good, anything's good, what you do is, and I'll have to drink a little more to show you how to do it. Okay. Oh. You put a little on your tongue, and once you put it on your tongue, you just relax your tongue, keep it in your mouth, don't swallow it, and then what you do, actually should explain it, and then I'll do it, because I won't be able to explain it if I've got this in my mouth. It's going to be all over the place. Anyway, so keep it on your tongue, relax your tongue, fingertip in your tongue, don't swallow it, and then breathe. Close your mouth because you want any air coming in your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and a little, and then open your mouth and you let some air come in your mouth. Close your mouth and let the flavors waft up into your nose. And then you breathe in and then you go, oh, then you taste all the different flavor notes and you taste which that's how you like this. Watch this. I'll do it. I'll explain to you while drinking. Maybe I should drink the other one. But anyway, I've got this in my hand. Oh, It's really good. See, it tastes completely differently, but that's I'm teaching you how to many different things. This is how you taste olive oil, wine, vanilla, anything just to taste if it's good quality something. So we made our this is the vegan. This is the vegan. Oh, we'll taste that for flavor notes. Okay. My Uncle Jimmy. There's why I mentioned my Uncle Jimmy. Very important, my Uncle Vincenzo. Today's his birthday. Where I said, what word did I say? I said, rowdy dow. All of a sudden I said rowdy dow. He used to say rowdy. That was his word, rowdy dow. And also he used to combine swears in the most creative way possible. There you go. Oh my God. Anyway, rowdy dow. The other swear is probably taking the Lord's name in vain a little bit or a lot. Today's his birthday, and he was friends with all these politicians. I mean, he's known them all. I mean, bigwigs in Washington. My mother, when she was young, because she was very young, her brothers were very old. I mean, just like the age difference is absolutely huge. So Italian mothers, they can pop out babies till they're 60. I'm not kidding. So she bought him a silk. She went to the best. It doesn't exist. In fact, it didn't exist when I was a kid. Men's clothes store in my town, and I could almost hear her say the name now. And she was young. She was working at the candy counter at the fifth oldest theater in all of America, and it's still still operating now. And so she had a little money, and she bought a best quality tie. It was a silk tie, obviously, and white and green, and there was a shamrock right in the middle for his birthday, and he willed it to his oldest son. I wish he'd given it back. It was so beautiful. And he only wore it on St. Patrick's Day. Of course, the show should be dedicated, not just to Katie and Tessie, to my Uncle Jimmy, who was 100% Italian, but he was born on St. Patrick's Day, and he knew so many politicians, and he had a gift of the BS, of the Blarney, like nobody's business. He's like 100% Irish at the same time. So he would wear it once on his birthday and then have it dry cleaned every year. He had it dry cleaned and then put it away in tissue paper until the next year. He wore it again one day, and he always had a rose or carnation. I always made him when I became a florist. I always made him one that he could wear every single year until he died. So anyway. Did I try this yet? Okay. That's why I brought up my Uncle Vincenzo. I just said rowdy dow. Something made me say, oh, how could I forget my Uncle Vincenzo? I'm sure he'd swear at me for something that I'm doing tonight. What I'm drinking, I shouldn't be drinking that. I shouldn't be talking. Something I'm doing wrong. And he'd swear. If I wake up in the middle of the night scared, I was like, oh my God, who swore at me? My Uncle Vincenzo. I could taste the almond. Actually, I could taste the almond milk, specifically almond milk. Oh, that's delicious. I did 2 sips of that because, like, you can tell that one's my favorite. It really is my favorite. I love chocolate, but there's something about that you can drink every night of the week. And if you have an upset tummy, sometimes that's better. Like the vegan one is just a little, the almond milk is a little bit nicer on your tummy. I'm not saying just like you can leave the whiskey out, just make it non-alcoholic, and all these things can be non-alcoholic. You can make it, you know, you've got those flavors like I talked about. You just don't add the whiskey. Okay, let's go for the ice cream. I've got alcohol too, but not too much. But let me show you what you can do, a few things that you can do with it. So hold on a second. I'll be back in a second. Don't go away, please. And thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for staying with me. And thank you for being such good subscribers. Poor Black Samurai must have gone to sleep for the night. But God bless him. He, you know, you guys have said some pretty kind things to me. You and if it wasn't for John Harrison, Silas, and Black Samurai, and that special, the person that I can't mention the name, who would say maple syrup. Forget this. Not this. This is organic coconut sugar. Like I said, there. Try a few other brands if you want to. You want sugar in your life, and you want it to be healthy. You want some minerals, and this is the best thing. Just try a few brands. Once you tried one, you might say, "Oh, this is just okay," but there are others out there, like the one I was telling you about, my grocery store's own organic brand. But it's a chain. It's Stop and Shop. It's a chain. So Nature's Promise is there. That's like really good. Well, I'll have to find if there's any others out there that you can get online that have that great flavor. It's just that extra caramel flavor. It's like that one. You'll never need to drink alcohol again. I know that sounds like a sin, doesn't it? Okay, we'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Alrighty. Hello. Thank you for staying. Okay. Now, as you can see, this one, that's our beautiful, I was going to bring the thing in. That's the one you saw in the video of the pure Baileys. Pure Baileys, and there's the one with the cream de mint. And what I did was I graduated like I did the ice. So as it froze, it would be darker green and lighter green. And this one has got them all in there. I put the cream de mint at the bottom, and then there's the pure Baileys, and there is the espresso Baileys, and there is the almond Baileys. And you can make that almond Baileys with cream. It's perfectly fine. It's still vegetarian. It's not vegan, but it's still vegetarian. Okay, so you can see the beautiful thing, all of them in there. For some reason, they're melting fast. Why is that melting fast? No idea. Anyway, so what you can do is you can do several things. You can blessedly just pour some whiskey right on there. You could put a little bit chocolate syrup. We're just gonna drizzle that on there. Oh, that looks pretty. That looks pretty. I mean, it's like, yeah. And you could drizzle a little. Actually, we would just make this pure, We should just make it. I use this so you can actually see when I'm pouring stuff on there, like it's a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's gorgeous. That's beautiful. Well, we don't want to adulterate it with too much chocolate. Oh, boy. We don't want to adulterate our alcohol too much. I would break this up in segments, but since I had to, like I said, I made the whole video and I gave you all the explanation, but it wasn't uploading. My Wi-Fi is garbage. So I said, no, I don't have 3 hours. So it's beautiful. You can kind of see that through there. And you can, this is the, actually, I was hoping you could see the Baileys. So if you drizzle Baileys on there, look at that. Just drizzle that Baileys on there. Beautiful. And is that Baileys? Okay. Anyway, we're having fun here. Drizzle some Baileys on there. Homemade Baileys on your ice cream. Your homemade chocolate syrup, or if you get organic, or like I said, the Hershey's 5 would be the best, but that's still refined white sugar. It's still not good. Still not good. It's still not to my satisfaction. And then, of course, you see, I'm not convinced. I'm just like taking sips and getting tremendously drunk over sips. And of course, you could, since I've got all these different kinds of Baileys, I could pour them all on. But I'm not going to do that. Nobody will have, unless you've, like me, made every single kind of Baileys today that you could possibly make. Or, you know what? That would be let's be a purist about this. You could just drizzle the best kind of syrup. Beautiful Irish whiskey. And let's see, I didn't put too much on. You don't want to make it too alcoholic. Now, I had this boyfriend. As I drink this, the alcohol. Oh, look, wait. We haven't finished it off. Oh boy, those gourmet people, those gourmet cooks. You've got to put some of the green. You've got it right there. Why don't you put it? By gum, I'm going to have that whipped cream. And then you put a little bit of this stuff on there. There you go. Healthy, like walking through a spring meadow or a summer meadow. Okay, so No, this is actually, I was much less tainted at one time, even though I was so old enough to drink, wasn't it? I had a boyfriend that wanted really to get me, to pollute me in some way. See, he drank and did marijuana. Once in a while, did something. And he felt, the song Sympathy for the Devil really meant something for him. He actually felt sorry for the devil, so he was totally into that. And then then the neighbors called the cops one night on him. Well, I was there, and I'm not going to tell you what happened. But anyway, something bad happened. I never would have called the cops myself, out of fear. Anyway, but that's what Irish. It's about sorrow and death and alcohol. No, and green, the beautiful green of Ireland, and love and family, and that's what I've talked about tonight. Wait a second, I was going to tell you my story. Anyway, this is like so unbelievably refreshing. Because the way that ice cream is made, it almost has hints of ice in it, like just very, very, very thin. Probably because the alcohol, yeah. And it's very refreshing. If I had more cream in it, but I didn't have enough cream to put it. I need to tell you my story. This is delicious. I cannot tell you. Just a little bit of that, and that syrup that you can trust, that chocolate syrup that you can trust. It's not filled with refined white sugar. It's just healthy chocolate. Because chocolate is healthy. It's got antioxidants. And then just with some of that delicious, precious alcohol. Just drizzle. I didn't drizzle much. And I just tasted it a little bit. She loves Baileys and your wife's love you stimulars. Oh my God. It's good now. I gotta tell you the story. This is good. This is the best Baileys. This is how you should drink it. This is how you should drink Baileys. You should make the ice cream. Don't bother making the Baileys. This is the best one. And then you pour your alcohol on top. Actually, you make your ice cream, you add alcohol to that, of course. Just like I showed you, and I explained to you. And then you put just a little bit of Coke, because the notes, those are under notes. You don't want it to overpower. You want the cream, you want the Baileys to stand out. That's exactly what we have here. It's brilliant. I can't believe how brilliant I am. I have the story, I'll tell you. Don't stop. Wait, I have to finish that. Okay, I have to eat this. I don't want this to melt because it took a long time to make this ice cream. Delicious, like almond. Oh, it tastes almond. Oh, that's good. Anyway, so he wanted to pollute me. He was trying very, very hard to, and even told people to try to use the pollute. I forget what it was. So his father was 100% Sicilian. He would get he had a whole wine cellar, and he would have I've drunk like $100 bottle of, it's like one glass. No, $1,000 bottle, not $100,000 bottle of wine. This is a long time ago. It would be worth like a lot more now. And it was the best wine. And so I never drank alcohol, but I said, well, I will drink his one. I would only have one glass, that wine. And boy, when you add that to sauce, let me tell you, so that sauce tastes good. Wow. So that was the best. So I always thought that's the alcohol I'll drink. And so they had other liquors, and he said, what about Baileys? I bet you like Baileys, And he gave me some Baileys in a glass. And I said, oh, tastes like alcohol. So we went to the freezer and I kept putting chocolate ice cream in and then tasting it. Still tastes like alcohol. I kept putting more in. I can still take it. Was like the Princess and the Pea. You know what I mean? There was 100 stacks of mattresses. And then the mother, the story of the Princess of the Pea, the mother, the queen said, the princess, I don't want her to marry my son. She's no good. It's not good enough. I will prove if she's a real princess or not. I'm going to make her sleep on 100 mattresses. I'm going to put one pea beneath the bottom mattress. And if she feels that pea, that means she's really a princess. Say, yeah, you're a princess, all right. I mean, we call people princesses like that today, right? So I could still, so she couldn't sleep all night. I have insomnia every night. I should check if there's my mattress is totally broken. I've got holes down one side and the springs are coming through. So I got my old Chromebook that broke over that so I don't get killed by a spring at night. And this isn't even an old mattress. It's just a one-sided, really cheap mattress. Things are everything is falling apart. I need a mattress. By gum, somebody send me a mattress. Anyway, so that's more than I wouldn't pass the Princess and the Pea test with that one. Yeah, sharp springs coming through your mattress. The mattress that you're sleeping on, the only mattress. I only have one mattress that you have. Anyway, and it could still taste the alcohol no matter how much ice cream I put in. I didn't like the taste of whiskey, or I didn't like the taste of Bailey, which is 7. Can you imagine the percentage of alcohol in there after all that ice cream? I'm telling you, I was packing that ice cream. Really good quality ice cream. Totally, really creamy, really rich, hand-packed Vermont. It was made in Vermont, not Ben and Jerry's. It was like a small. It was really good stuff, like Ben and Jerry's. But everything in the candy store, throw it in this. Take everything, and here's a pint cup. Put all the candy in this store in this pint cup, and you come by, and all right, there you got the cream. You got the cream. Okay, you put a lid on it and ship it out. That's Ben and Jerry's. I hate Ben and Jerry's. I hate ice cream like that. I just like pure ice cream. Of course, this has alcohol in it, but it's like the fanciest I get. I don't like chocolate chip. You have bite on chips and in there. I want candy in my ice cream. I like basically what I like is just the vanilla and the chocolate. Coconut. I love coconut. Almond. I like almond. Oh, you've got to try this. If you have any issues with the recipe, or I can do the show again, maybe break it up. But I can't really break it up because I've talked all the way through it. Not like I originally filmed it, like the whole thing. It was too bad. It was like an hour and 15 minutes long. We'd been over and done with by now. But anyway, thank you very much, Silas. God bless you. And you did nothing wrong. You absolutely did nothing wrong. It was something behind the scenes. Of course, like, share, subscribe. Push it out. Help the algorithms. I can make more content. It was something behind the scenes, an issue that I will not elaborate any further, which cut me to the quick. It cut me to the quick. I would say God-believing Christian, not at all. If you claim, not at all. I guess it depends on what God you believe in. But Christian, definitely not. But definitely not you. It was very kind. I read what you wrote, asking what was going on. And I never thought I would ever do a live stream again for the rest of my life. I thought that this was it. I didn't want to show my face again until you and us, the other guests on the chat, sent me wonderful messages. And this other social media personality said some wonderful things and said that I should add swearing too. I should swear a lot more. And I'm honored secretively that they watch me. But I'm sure they don't want to, it's like, don't be associated with, it's like your channel will go down. I'm sure everybody thinks that. No, your channel will go down. She's hexed. She's hexed. If you help me with the algorithms, that won't happen. I'll make more content. If I make a little money, I can buy better equipment, edit better. Everything will look better. I'll feel better about myself. I'll make more content. I'll be better. I used to be better before. But then I think it was the algorithms or politics or something. You're going to hear jibber jabber because I'm drinking the liquid part of as the ice cream is melting into the liquid part. That's the best part. Oh, let me tell you the story. Since you're still here. I'll tell you the story of those St. Patrick's Day dinners with all the elderly Irish people. It's great. I love elderly Irish people. When I said that I said, if everybody was dissipating, and after I told the stories of the English and of the Irish, all these things happen in the Irish, everything is gone, which is true. Like Queen Victoria, I think it was a Maharaja, Muslim. And we say things wrong. People say, oh, these negative things. Wanted to give money to Ireland because they were going through the Irish potato famine, and people were starving to death. And he wanted to give like a good amount of money, and she only wanted to give 1,000 or 2,000 pounds, and you cannot give more than the monarch gives. So that prevented him from giving anything to help the poor people. True story. It's not like through Irish people or they have a grudge. That's why they're saying that. Absolutely true history. And she believed, and also the monarchy believes right along, that Queen Mother, she was known for that poor people are poor because they're supposed to be poor and they can't help themselves. And she was also had said some things that were very bad, the very R word. That you're supposed to be, they're picked by God. And so you don't do anything to help the poor. This is the reason why you don't, because God picked them to be poor and you're picked to be the monarch. I mean, you think about it, it's like, until Princess Diana, nobody in the monarchy thought about the poor. Seriously. Anyway, so this was my story. True story. Okay. So, you remember the Titanic? Imagine. And I said, I've got a story. Everybody's dissipating into the night. I got a story about what the English did to the Irish. Yeah, I'll tell you how bad the English were. I think that's how I started. I'll tell you how bad the English were. And so they all gathered in the walkers and they're moving in. They filled the table. And I said, the Titanic was built in Ireland. And the what do you call it? The violinists, little mini orchestra there, instrumentalists. They got the violins, cello. I think they had a cello. But anyway, they were playing as the boat was going down. They were ordered to play Nearer My God to Thee. They were to play for the people that were getting on the lifeboats, which they didn't have enough lifeboats, but they also weren't filling completely the lifeboats that they had. So they could have saved a lot more people. But that's also something else, which I didn't mention that part, that the English did. So we can blame the English. We are allowed to blame the English for everything today. St. Patrick's Day. That's the law. That's just the law. Okay. So they're playing as the ship is going down, and they're ordered to play in the freezing cold as the ship is going down, knowing that they're going to be frozen to death at the bottom of the ocean very soon. And then there's these creatures in the ocean, some kind of algae that actually doesn't just eat the flesh, it eats the bones. So that's why when they found the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean, they saw a pair of boots. Just a pair of boots lying there. And there was no bones in them. And there was literally a ghost of a person that was there. And it's just like, that's how ghostly that was. It wasn't just, they completely disappeared. So these people who are playing into their death in the freezing cold, this near my God, to be just to give support to the people for getting on the lifeboats. And of course, the people in the bottom of the boat. That's another thing I didn't mention about the English. The English locked the bottom, the people in. And the people at the bottom of the boat were the absolute poorest that were just trying to get to America for a better life. They locked them in, so they all drowned. So those are a couple other things I didn't even mention. And I could have. I'm thinking about that. The alcohol is helping me remember, and the hatred for the English. Anyway, so what happened was, of course, they died, and then the company that owned the Titanic, you might remember, escapes me. Something Line, White Star Lines. The company that owned the Titanic, that were English. British company, sent bills to the family who lost these men who played until their death, who clearly never got paid, and neither did their families get paid the money that their pay for all the work and all the time that they worked on the ship before they died and playing until their death, till right into the ocean. They sent them bills for the uniforms they were wearing that they died in, that went to the bottom of the ocean, because they died and never returned the uniforms that were owned by White Star Lines. They were owned by White Star Lines, those uniforms. And so they sent the bills to the families. Talk about evil. I mean, it's like, we've heard, there are many stories of evil. I'm not saying that this is the most evil, but it ranks up there with one of the most evil things you can do. So that's the English for you. I gave you some stories, historical, real history. Oh, look it. A potato. It's a potato. I didn't eat dinner tonight, so maybe that's why the alcohol is affecting me. I did not eat dinner. But I still didn't drink that much. That is a potato. And the people of Ireland with a French fried phantom. Potato fan. The French Irish potato fan. It's not an Irish fan. Irish. Anyway, they didn't even have this much of a potato. A potato which provides lots of healthy stuff like vitamin C. And that's one of the reasons why they died. And Queen Victoria, what did they do? They sold them into slavery. They didn't just sold them into slavery. They used to their own people. It was about the lowest class. This is another thing wrong with the English. It's all about class. If you're at the bottom class, you're poor. You will get hung. A woman got hung because she stole a trowel. You know, when those small little shovels you use to plant a plant. She took it. I think she worked for some rich people and it was found at her house, so she was hung for it. I mean, they just hung people for the littlest offenses. Not just poaching. Poaching was a crime if you stole if you stole a sheep. Poaching was a crime and you were hung no matter what color skin you were. And though it is believed that in South America that people were killed for stealing because of their skin. It has nothing to do with skin color. If you stole a little shovel, you were hung. That's what they did. I mean, they didn't care about skin color. It was all about class. So instead of killing them, they thought, hey, we can sell our poor class, even the English poor class. It meant nothing to them. The higher ups, the class system with titles and names. And see, we don't understand this as much in America, but we do have a class system. We have politicians that are above us that are making laws, making rules that are killing us. Of course, and the alcohol is making me slip of the tongue. Maybe I'll say that's where it probably sent me to hell, that my Uncle Jimmy said. Most greatest swear you never hear in your life. UGD shit asshole for CRISSAKES. UGD. How did he do it? Every word except for FUCK. He put every single swear and bastard, didn't use bastard. Not in that swear, but that's incredible. That is UGD. No, he said the whole thing. Shit. Oh, he said shit. Shit asshole for Christ's sake. That's for you, Uncle Jimmy. That's for you, so everybody knows. Vincenzo, the nickname is Jim. That's for you, Uncle Jimmy. That's all for you. Anyway, so they sold their they sold them off. Then they sold all the husbands off in Ireland, and then the women and children were left, so they sold the women and children. Because there's no husbands and nobody to support them, nobody to take care of them. So they were all sold off into slavery. But also the poor class of the English, same thing. They didn't see them as any different, whether they be Protestant, Catholic, nothing to them. You were the lowest class. So we're reliving times. So you could say that if you are picked by God and you have so much, you could see the people at the top of the class system. We won't name them. You have so much. And then things begin, you want more, and that you realize you have power. That people realize that they want more power, because it's like there's a certain insanity in that fishbowl. And so you decide that if I can control, and we know that they have fingers into all politics if you really search out the information, and I'm not talking conspiracy, then you say, if I could control the whole world, if they could, why not? And there's nothing to stop you, because you've lived in a fishbowl, you're privileged, God picked you, you're privileged in a way nobody is privileged. You can understand that kind of it, that it pushes you to that. But when you have that power, but there have been many, many, many leaders in history that are like that, but never with the means as today to the whole world, not some lands, but the whole world. And that's how bad the English are. And that's why we get to complain on St. Patrick's Day about the English and all the ills of the English and everything that they've done wrong. And they were the people who brought the first slaves to the Americas, to Jamestown. They set up the system. Thank God it was eradicated. But anyway, and that's why they lost the Revolutionary War. You know why? they were the greatest fighting force in the world. They had the empire, the English Empire. They had all these countries. They had all the manpower and firepower that they wanted. The slaves were dying, and the slaves, by the way, that were in the Caribbean were also Irish, not just black. That's why you have a mix. And they were dying, and so they had to keep repopulating the slave. So their manpower and money was being taken to repopulate the slave population in the Caribbean. So that's the reason why the colonialists that didn't have the manpower or resources won that war. So there you go. So you just learned something about why they actually lost, and that 95% of the transatlantic slave trade went to South America. So everything south of the border got 95% of the slave trade. Transatlantic slave trade. I'm talking about the Arabian, the slave trade was going on for 1,400 years. The Arabian slave trade. So, America got 5% of the transatlantic slave trade, and 100% of the blame. Started by the damned English. Actually, not. Actually, not started by the English. 1,400 years ago. At least the slave trade as we know it, but slavery had existed all over the world. Won't get into the Berber pirates. Yes, this is St. Patrick's Day. And the Berber pirates took an entire city in Ireland. Oh yeah, okay, so that does apply to today too. They took about 2 million Europeans, one as far as Ireland, and they castrated all the men and even crucified them and used the women as sex slaves and killed the children. And that happens. It applies today that I can talk about this story because they took an entire town in Ireland. Not just Irish people around the country, but they actually just swooped up an entire town. Get the name of the town. So you see how much the Irish have suffered? It's incredible. It's incredible. And I guess we could blame the Berbers, not just the English, because they did oppress the Irish. So anybody oppressed the Irish, we can complain about today. What did the Northern Irish do? Yeah, they did something. Like the Northern Italians. Same thing. Can't trust those Northerners. Absolutely not. Or the Southerners. Well, in this country, you can't trust. Or the Northerners in this country. Oh, those elite. Those over-educated elite. Oh, boy. That's another day. That's another cocktail or cordial or whatever you call it. You know what? I should eat dinner. I should not finish this alcohol or the ice cream. I should eat dinner. But I hope you had some fun. Did you have fun? I hope you had fun. We weren't there Irish who became indentured servants in order to immigrate to the U.S. Well, they sent them over here. The Irish were sent over here. It's because they were criminals. The criminal class, which was essentially the poor who did anything, they were getting rid of their, kind of like Venezuela's opening up the prisons, but those are actual violent criminals. You just like you were a criminal for being in Ireland. You're a criminal for just being Irish. And basically poor. It's getting rid of the poor people. They're getting rid of their underclass. And the Irish were so, they were so poor with the Irish potato famine. They were starving for a long time, and the English had starved them out and didn't help them, and so they got very, very malnourished, and so they were already on the verge of death. And they take this long boat ride over here, so they were worked very hard because they didn't cost much. So they were paid, the indentured service. The people paid for them. The slave owners essentially paid. There is indentured service. Servants is kind of like, at least in this case, were definitely slaves. They didn't pay much for them, and they knew they weren't going to live long. So they worked them to death because they didn't cost much. Yet there are other slaves they paid more for. You know, we're not going to get into in this episode, which were lived. So this group of Irish that came over and the lower class of England that they were getting rid of, they never lived to see freedom. They were worked to death. They paid for them so little. They were already sickly when they came over here. I mean, healthy, it's hard to survive that journey. I can imagine. But these people were already, you know, mostly not there because physically not there. So that's why they really never saw freedom. They were worked to death. And so that's that's totally forgotten about. It's kind of like they came in, something happened, a group of people came in, nameless. They were indentured servants, not really slaves. But there really aren't any descendants from them. You know, they died before freedom ever existed. You know, and such a thing as slavery being exhausted in this country. Because, when you call them indentured servants, they're not really, but they died anyway because they were so malnourished and they were worked to death because they were so cheap. And see, England was able to get rid of a lot of Irish and their underclass. That's why all of a sudden the Oliver Twist class, the Dickens-esque, you know, that underclass, or Scrooge said, you know, two guys came and said, you know, money for the poor, to help the poor and the children and the orphans and the wine. Why should I help them? So they don't have to go to workhouses. Why not have them go work? Because they'll die in workhouses because they're so poor and they get worked to death. Good. And get rid of this. Truth said good and get rid of the surplus population. Dickens wrote it right in. He wrote it right in. And it's interesting how history repeats itself. Get rid of the surplus population. That's right, the underclass. Interesting, huh? History repeats itself. Anyway, God bless you. Hopefully I'll see you soon on some other topic. And isn't that something? Gee, I wish that video that I filmed today worked. But then again, I get to talk to all of you. But if I did that, I was going to slice it up. Anyway, maybe next St. Patrick's Day. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much to give me. Look at. Oh boy, she's been drinking all these drinks. No, they're all still here. They're all still here. See? All still here. Whoopsie daisy. Wait a second. Where's the other one? Still here. Everything's still here. Ooh, look at that ice cream. Haven't poured into that. Also here. Okay. Good night and God bless you. And thank you for staying with me this long, whoever you are. I've always depended on the kindness of strangers. So thank you so much. Bye-bye. Good night. God bless you. Good night, Silas. God love you. And God love you, dear stranger.